How many times have you heard someone say, don't buy a cheap tripod? What is the point of having thousands of dollars worth of gear sitting on a super cheap tripod that may break on you and then make your precious gear collapse and be destroyed because you just decided to be cheap on the tripod? Don't buy a cheap tripod. Save and then buy a good tripod whenever you have the money. Now, I only partially agree with that because especially when you are a beginner, what you need to do is understanding what you need. When it comes to tripod, there's so many tripods around, so many types of tripods. Center column, no center column, twist lock or hand levers, gimbal heads, video heads, ball heads, other type of heads, carbon fiber, aluminum. It can get confusing. And unless you start buying something and then get your experience and understand what it is that you need, if you buy $500 worth of a tripod without knowing what you need, chances are you're wasting your money as much as you're wasting your money if you're buying super cheap and then buying a better one afterwards. Now, of course, I will never suggest to buy one of those super plasticky, super cheap tripods because those are creepy. Those can break on you easily. But if you up your game just a little bit, if you go into the $80, $100 range, there's plenty of choices that even if they're not the best tripods in the world, they're gonna get the job done, they're gonna get you something to work with, and then they're gonna help you find out what is your end game when it comes to tripods. And so enter the Manbily, let me show you, Manbily Manbily YS-254C carbon fiber tripod. Now, before we get into the details of this tripod, which costs $80, so keep that in mind. It costs $80 and it's made of carbon fiber. Let me tell you that Manbily reached out to me and asked if I was interested in reviewing their product. And after considering whether it was worth or not for this channel to do so, I thought, yes, why not? There's a market for these type of tripods, although they're not my main thing anymore, but there's plenty of market for these type of tripods, and there's plenty of people that are interested in getting an inexpensive one that can get the job done and get them the experience that they need, so that they know exactly what they're doing. This tripod that I just showed you is perfect for that. It's a compact travel tripod made of carbon fiber, so it's super lightweight as well, which gets the job done with a very affordable price in a small package that won't break the bank, but at the same time will allow you to understand what it is that you need from a tripod. Now, of course, as usual, whenever I get sent a product, I want to say that clear and loud. Manbily reached out to me, they sent me the product to review, and I get to try and keep it. But no money changed hands. Whatever I am saying is my thought about it, and I promise this review is gonna get as honest as it possibly gets. As I said, it's a carbon fiber tripod. It's made of 8 layers. You will find all of that in the link in the description below. It explains everything, but let me explain that better to you. The legs deploy with the twist lock mechanism, not the lever mechanism. I came to prefer this type of mechanism just because of its ease of deploying. They can open in 3 different positions by putting the red lever and then opening the legs. Now remember that the red lever is not spring loaded, so you need to put it back whenever you are set in the position that you want. The center core is made of aluminum, as well as the center column and the ball head. The center column is super slim. It allows the tripod to be very slim. You can see over here, it doesn't take much space at all. And this is one of the features, although it comes at a cost, which we're going to discuss later. When compacted is 54 centimeters long, which means 21 inches. It's not super compact just because compared to other tripods, this one doesn't get the leg wrapped around the leg, doesn't get the head wrapped around the legs when you fold it. So it gets the size of the head on top of the tripod, which is good and bad because it helps. Like this, it's more easy to use. It's super easy to deploy and use. While the other way around without a tripod, you just have to unfold all the legs, get the lower the center column because that column is gonna be sticking up. It's kind of clunky in that way. This one is a little bit less compact, but more easy to use on a everyday basis. Now, that being said, its maximum height is 124 centimeters, which also equals to 49 inches without the center column extended, and it gets to up to 160 centimeters, meaning 63 inches, when the center column is fully extended. The ball head is easy to operate. It's full of knobs, which kind of get confusing at first, but once you know what you're doing, it's not going to get confusing at all. It's got one knob that allows for panning the head, like here. You see, you loosen that and you can pan the head. Then you have a bigger knob which allows the head to move in every directions, and the smaller knob adjusts the tensions in which that you need, the force that you need to apply in order to move the head once you loosen this one. So it's fully customizable when it comes to how you wanna place it. And of course, by loosening this, you can go vertical like that, like each and every ball head that you've been used to. It also comes, of course, with a Arca Swiss mount and an Arca Swiss plate, but of course you can use your plate. Overall, the construction feels very solid. The weight, I forgot to mention that the weight is 1.3 kilos, which is approximately 3 pounds. By using this tripod, and I've used it in very different conditions with very different lenses, I never felt uncomfortable using it, especially with the center column folded, so without extending the center column. Now, before getting into the user experience with this tripod, let me tell you also that the tripod comes with quite a bit of accessories that you don't normally get especially with the budget option. And these accessories are, of course, they include a manual which explains you each and every possible solution that you have. But the accessory that you get are the carrying bag, which is nice, although in my opinion, it's a little bit too tight. It's just too precise for the size of the tripod. If it was an inch longer, it wouldn't have hurt. If there was a little bit more room, it wouldn't have hurt. But I'm being picky here. Let's be honest. It comes also with a removable handle that you can put in the head, which allows you to easily set your the position of the ball head. The fact that it's removable helps because I don't really use it that much. So I tend to leave it at home, but others may find it a very useful tool, and then they would bring it with them and use it a lot. It's easy to take out and install it. It's super easy to remove it. Really nice. And it's very solid. It also comes with a phone adapter, which can, of course, be attached to the plate that is part of the package, but also has a pin that allows it to be a standalone product where you can use your phone, put it on something, a desk or whatever. It's got also a call shoe, so you can connect it to microphones, whatever you need. And it definitely is useful for those who use their phone as their vlogging thing or whatever they do with their phone. I don't use it that much, but again, it comes in the price, it comes in the package, and if you don't use it, you leave it at home. Easy. It's as easy as that. It also comes with a super short center column, which allows, if you, let's just say you tend not to extend the center column that much, it allows the tripod to be even more compact and lightweight. And it also allows more flexibility. But we're going to talk about that in the user experience, because this tripod is very flexible, and all of these accessories allow to maximize the flexibility of the tripod. Now, as I mentioned, the tripod is super easy to deploy. I love the twist lock mechanism, and this specific one doesn't ask you to twist too much. It's super easy. It's twist one way to unlock them, and then I'll twist the other way to lock them. It's fine, no problems with that. It is smooth and easy. Again, the legs have 3 positions. They're not spring loaded. The red part is not spring loaded, so you got to remember that you need to put it back in the position to prevent the legs from spreading. But again, once you get used to it, it's not a big problem. The center column is super easy to extend, almost too easy, because since it doesn't have a lock on the bottom of it, what may happen is that you unlock it, you take it out, you take it up because you want to extend it, and the center column comes completely out of the tripod. Now, this is a good thing because it's super easy to, let's say, replace the long center column with the short one, or to flip the center column upside down to allow you for low angle shooting. But also you can accidentally take it out while you were not planning on doing it. So just keep that in mind. Not a big problem, but something to keep in mind. As I mentioned, you can reverse the center column to get super low angles, or what you can do, what I tend to do myself, because I hate the feeling of having my camera upside down. I really hate it. I just did it for this video, but I wouldn't do it with any tripod. It's my problem. What I would do is I would remove the center column, add the super short one, spread the legs, and go super low with that. This is another flexible option. You have various ways to go super low with your shooting, which is good. Sometimes tripods like these fail in that regard because they're not easy to use for very low angles. You can also get a monopod out of this tripod. You just unlock and twist to open one of the legs. You remove the head, you connect it on top of the leg that you just removed, and you got yourself a decent monopod. Nothing to write home about, but it's a decent one. Now, I tend not to use that too much because I either need a tripod or a monopod. I rarely need both at the same time, so whenever it is, I either bring my monopod or my tripod. But that's me. For you, it may be completely different. The flexibility of the monopod is just an added option. If you don't use it, you don't use it. Who cares? But if you need it, it's there for you, and you don't have to bring any additional stuff. It's super easy to do, super convenient. So it is really nice to use it, a very good user experience with all of these. But I know what you're looking for here. You want to know if this tripod is stable or not. And my opinion is a very steady tripod. For the price, for the size, for the weight, it's a very sturdy tripod, even a decently long focal length. Again, as long as you don't extend the center column. The center column is the more shaky part. This is true for every tripod. Don't get me wrong. That's the weakest spot. In this specific case, it's even weaker than other just because it's super slim. So again, it helps for portability, but it adds a little bit more shakiness. However, if there's no wind, if you're with short focal lengths, you can definitely extend the center column. Because like in this shot, it was a 2-minute shot with the center column fully extended, and the shot came out super sharp. So the fact that it's shaky when you extend it and it's windy or you have super long lenses, it's just normal. Don't freak out with that. It's normal. In this price range, any tripod that has a center column will be shaky once you extend it. It's impossible to make it super sturdy. However, what I wanted to say is that I use this tripod even with super long telephoto lenses, I didn't risk. I used it with the 150 to 600 on a mountain, on a ridge, and I was decently comfortable. Now, mind you, being a super lightweight tripod, whenever you attach much more weight on top, if there's wind, it's not that the tripod is not good, but the whole thing can flip over because the center of gravity is so high that if the wind is strong enough, it's going to carry the thing away. And it's not a tripod issue, it's just a distribution of weight. As I was saying though, I use this with the 150 to 600, and although this wouldn't be my normal use case scenario with this tripod, I wanted to try out. And I realized that with decently long focal lengths, 300, 400 millimeters, with the center column folded, I didn't have many issues. I had some issues at 600 because as soon as you get some wind at 600, everything starts to shake. It's almost impossible to get a 600 millimeter shot in a windy condition on a tripod unless it's a super heavy, steady, and an expensive one. So no issues there. And with much more normal lenses, even your 70 to 300, 55 to 200, whatever it is, or your wide angles, you will have no issues at all. Now, of course, whenever you're using a tripod, it's always recommended to either use a remote control or 2-second timer, or if you're shooting super long and you have the luxury of waiting, your 10-second timer. Because when it's shooting super long, the vibration are super visible, and even our finger going to the shutter button is going to add some shakiness. So keep that in mind. So in conclusion, for $80, I think that's the price that is right now on Amazon. Check the description below for a link. It is hard to ask for more. I have had other inexpensive tripod in my life. As I told you, I still believe in the fact that we need to learn what we need, even buying cheap. So I have had those, and this, between all of those that were inexpensive, this seems to be the best combination when it comes to sturdiness, price, features, and all of that. So I can definitely recommend this tripod for a number of users. This tripod is stable as long as you are fine with the maximum height. And speaking of that, the maximum height, any travel tripod in this price range and with this weight and this super compact specs, they all get pretty much to the same height with the center column folded. So don't freak out on the fact that it's only 124 centimeters. It's fine. Most of the time, that is going to be more than fine. Those times that you need more, you can still extend the center column, but you got to be aware that if it's windy or using a long lens, it may add some shakiness. So you got to be smart the way you're using. But this is not an issue. So in conclusion, this is a very good tripod for those who are looking for inexpensive portable solution. This is very good for those who are on a budget looking for their first tripod. It's good for those who are starting photography, who are starting to take photography a little bit seriously and want to experiment with the tripod. For those who have never used a tripod in their life and want to understand whether using a tripod is for them or not. Because there's some photographers that just hate tripods. I was one of those. Now I changed. It's also a good option, not just for beginners. It's a good option for those who maybe need a second or third tripod to take around for their second or third camera, for their selfie camera, for their vlogging camera, and all of that super lightweight gear that is gonna doing B-roll or stuff like that. That's a very good option for that as well. Again, inexpensive, flexible, lightweight, and sturdy enough to get the job done. So in my opinion, it's a very good option. Check the link in the description below, as I said, to get to the purchasing link. I won't get any money out of it, so feel free to buy or not. I'm not asking for anything, but I still recommend the product. It's very good product. Now let me let me know in the comments section below, what do you think about this product? If you need to know more, if you have questions that I didn't answer, let me know everything in the comments below. That's it for today. Oh, well, it's not it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a thumbs up, because those things help growing this channel. I want to grow this channel and I need your help. So thank you for doing that if you do it. If you don't, it's fine. I won't have anything against you anyways. Now that's it for today. Ciao, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.